my next topic would be we talked about this previously, Christian, and this was the one I was kind of hinting at. But it's essentially, is gym launch legit? So I did kind of a Reddit deep dive into some people's past kind of like thoughts on Alex Hormozi's gym launch back in the day. And Alex Hormozi had this really profitable licensing model called Gym Launch, where essentially, to my understanding, he helped gyms pretty much implement his system or license his system in essentially running Facebook ads to get gym memberships, right? And a lot of the system was like how to set up the sales conversion side of things to where like you're getting people to show up for their appointment in the thing, and maybe you sell them supplements too, or you get them to start on like a free 30-day like boot camp where they're gonna get or yeah, I think one of the offers that Gym Launch ran, or that Alex Hormozi kind of like had his gyms run, was like a free like boot camp or something like that, like a free like fat loss thing, right? But it was only free if they like they actually okay, so it was paid actually, but they said it was free, it was paid, and it became free if they completed the challenge or whatever, right? So if they didn't make it through the whole month or something, they would just have to leave their deposit of like $800 or something with the gym. So it's kind of like this like bait and switch type of marketing, which like obviously bait and switch isn't good, but a lot of times in marketing, you kind of have to get people in on the front end with like a really like enticing offer, because if you just say, hey guys, join our gym, it's $800 a month. Like you're not going to get any people to really do it. You got to say, okay, well, let's do this free offer. And if they maybe don't complete everything, then they still work with us and we still put our time into like training this person for a little bit, so they still should pay us. So I wouldn't call it a full bait and switch, but like it's kind of that. But I digress. I don't want to talk shit or talk crap without kind of backing it up. But that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from at least some of the comments and what I've been hearing. But this guy's just curious if they're legit because maybe he's been thinking of working with them or whatever. And you know, and before we dive a little bit further into this, like before people start thinking I'm like trying to slander or what have you, like I'm sure Alex Hormozi built something really cool and he made a lot of money from it, but at the end of the day, like in kind of an Elon style of brute force. Like he just scaled big and sold stuff like a really high ticket. And maybe not everyone had success. Maybe there were some people that didn't get the results that they were. Maybe some gyms like didn't, make a 10x return on their investment, or maybe they lost a lot of money, right? Because it was so expensive and you're running Facebook ads to get to really like scale your gym. And like Facebook ads, in my opinion, can only get you so far. So my point and my thought it's just kind of like it wasn't a perfect business. And I think that's kind of like the moral of the story, not to slander whatever. Like the reality is a lot of businesses just aren't perfect. And I think that gym launch was one of them. So before everyone goes and idolizes Alex, like I'm sure Gym Launch had some gyms where they couldn't make it work, and they probably paid Gym Launch like 10 grand or something like that. They probably like literally lost 10 grand, even though they maybe learned some sales strategies or learned how to run Facebook ads or what have you. But and I'm not sure of the exact details, but I think like Gym Launch would have you pay them like $800 a week or something like that to simply just help you like run your ads pretty much. And yeah, let's just kind of read into some of these comments. Like people would say, this guy says gym launch was previously a joke. Market a free 6-week challenge. Bait and switch to pay a deposit that gets refunded when the client hits an agreed goal. Then they tell you the plan during that 6-week period is for you to sell them on the idea of staying, forfeiting the deposit, and putting it toward a year-long membership. We used it with moderate success because we have a strong back end, but none of the cash collected is yours. It's just customer deposits. I know of at least two gyms near me that shut down after using it, probably because they invested a lot into ad spend and the licensing of this uh content or strategy pretty much. And yeah, this guy that's essentially what this guy goes on to say. And I'm trying to look for another person that this guy says gym launch took $20,000 from me and ruined my business. People are like, tell me more. um Let me see something of some substance here. This is from the lack of quality leads from their marketing. We spent about 7K and had one of their leads show. It's a lot of clickbait leads. They want you to call 10 days in a row. Like, they're just saying, hey, you guys got to follow up with your leads. You got to follow up with your leads. They only do leads for the first 4 months. you really pay for hard sell coaching, conversion processes in the gym, to try to get people to pay you and stuff once they show up to their 6 week challenge. This guy says I lost my gym because of gym launch. Don't sign up. Again, not trying to slander, but like this is the side that maybe you don't see or hear if you guys are like most people on YouTube seeing like, oh wow, Alex Hormozi like exited his business for 46 million and Gym Launch is probably an amazing company. Like, look, guys, every company isn't perfect, and I'm sure some people probably didn't get results. Now, to defend Hormozi, like, what if these gyms just like didn't have the sauce? Like they just didn't have that it factor. Not everyone can be Kobe. You know what I mean? Like you can be a great basketball coach, but you can't make everyone Kobe. I guess you could look at it like that. Um, and this guy says nutshell, he signed up for the program. Uh, you know, like I mentioned, kind of like bait and switch marketing, where you're advertising this free program, and you try to get people to pay you, even still when they show up and stuff. And the ads kind of like fluctuate; they stop working, like he says. Um, Jim Launch was aware and talking about the problems and trying to figure them out. Like, hey guys, maybe follow up with the leads more. Try to, close them better when they're in the gym. But he was losing money and fast. $1,000 a week was going to Gym Launch. Um, they wouldn't refund, and it's just stuff like this happens. And I'm sure like even on good businesses, you go on their Google reviews and you might find a couple bad apples in the reviews. So I just wanted to point out this whole thread because I was looking into it. I was like, I'm trying to learn more about Gym Launch and this amazing business he built, and you kind of find some stuff like this where you literally can just look up like, is Gym Launch legit? And this is what happened. Like this is what you find, like a bunch of people that were apparently dissatisfied. So um Christian, what do you think? Am I being too harsh? Am I slandering a little bit?
Okay. Yeah.
This
So,
guy even
so
says,
I love
yeah,
this topic. I'm so glad you brought this up because I know we've talked
okay,
about this before. Um, okay. Firstly, I've had direct experience where I'm out there selling and I'm able to close and work leads. And then I hired salespeople and literally zero results in like 8 months. Nothing. Okay. From my salespeople. I thought I could basically abstract myself out of the sales process, hire salespeople, and they'd be able to do the same thing. Here's the thing about Gym Launch. I bet you 100% if Alex Hormozi was following his own program, running the gym that this person is talking about, I bet you with a very, very high degree of certainty, maybe like 90%, 95%, that he would be able to make it profitable for this gym. Some people pathologically cannot sell and they cannot teach their team how to sell. It's just true. And truthfully, like a lot of these examples are like you read them and they're like, oh, it was working, but then like it's just a bait and switch. They wanted me to do this thing and it's like I just didn't want to do that and it seemed really scammy, blah blah blah. Look, at the end of the day, if you don't like the fact that it's marketing something that's free and then basically ask for a deposit, if you don't like that, then like you should have never bought the product. So I'm going to defend Alex here. I do believe that the reason that Alex and Layla decided to sell it was because, by the way, they talk about this. They don't talk about why they decided to sell it, but they basically talk about how 2 years after running Gym Launch, they took home in the first year like $6 million in income themselves. And then the next year, 17 million. And then about 6 months after that, they were like, we're done. I just want to sell it. Here's why I think they decided to sell it. I think they decided to sell it because it was probably so demoralizing that there were so many people that were upset with the service that they decided, you know what, I just can't take this anymore. I feel horrible running this business. I feel horrible selling this product. It's not working for everybody. The people that hate it absolutely hate it. I think that very likely the product works for some people and it doesn't work for others. But if you put Alex and Layla on the sales floor and they were the ones following their own blueprint, I'll bet it would work. I'll bet you anything they'd be making money on it. Unfortunately, some people just can't sell. They really can't do it. And I think this product, like, it's not like I'm like, imagine if somebody sold a product and it was like, oh, you buy this product and I guarantee you that you'll make, 10x return on the cost of the product, 100% guaranteed. That just doesn't exist. If that existed, like everybody would be doing it and everybody would be a success story. The problem is like with these kind of, you buy a course, it's basically an information product. It's not going to guarantee your success. And for the
Yeah.
people that are bitter about it, you're just going to have like the dissatisfied customers are going to be extremely dissatisfied because they spent a ton of money on it. So yes, I am a little bit, I'm definitely sympathetic to Hormozi, but I also get it, right? If you spend $10,000 or $20,000 on something and it doesn't get you the results you think you're going to get, you're going to be very bitter about it. And I understand why that's frustrating. Also, CPM cost has skyrocketed since Alex used this on his own gyms, right? Used his own model, his licensing model on his own gyms. So I get it, right? Like Facebook ads and like just the cost of digital ads, paid media in general has gone up. I do think that some people just cannot sell and they don't realize how much effort and training it takes to be good at it and make money from it. And yeah, if you don't have the stomach to run an ad that says it's free and then you actually ask for a deposit, then yeah, you're not going to be successful with it. That's just, I think it's a personal thing. And I think you're not going to hear the people that are praising it because they were successful with it and it cost them a lot of money. So they're not going to get on Reddit and talk about how wonderful it was. That's my take.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I I would just also like to say, like, look, I'm not like a CoffeeZilla type of person where all I want to do is go out and like, pick out the bad reviews and like try to tear a whole business down because like you said, like some people can make it work, some probably can't. And honestly, sometimes the people that can't, maybe there is some deficiency there. You know, I just want to like point out like at the end of the day, like gym launch is pretty much like a we'll help you run Facebook ads to grow your gym, and Facebook ads has limitations. Not everyone can, first of all, if you're spending 600 to 800 bucks a week or a month just to like have their coaching or advice or consultancy, and then you're spending like 100 bucks a day on Facebook ads, and you're all in like I don't know 4 or 5K a month. you know you got to sell a lot of gym memberships to like be profitable off of that. Like it's not easy to make this thing work. And I think I just wanted to make that point to where it's like, you know gym launch is like this amazing thing. It's like, guys, this is like, an imperfect thing. Like business is imperfect. You will get bad reviews, whatever. A lot of times the bad reviews are people that maybe there was something wrong, like you're saying, with their sales abilities or whatever the case is. But I just kind of wanted to like shed a light of realisticness on this business, on Hermosi's past, because everyone looks up to him like a business god. And honestly, I follow a lot of his advice. I love to hear what he has to say. He's a really smart dude. So I almost feel bad, like, I guess like shedding a bad light, I guess you could put this as. But I'm just a journalist, I guess. I'm just like looking at what the people are saying, and this is literally what happens when you search like, is gym launch legit? Or like I literally searched up gym launch, and like the second thing is this discussion. So it's like I'm gonna read it,
What's that
and
first one?
a lot of yeah, let's click it. So gym launch. In the I guess in the subreddit gym owner, this guy says, "Who has tried this out? Is it a scam?" This guy says, "Tried it. Won't call it a scam by any means, but they're quite expensive and it's a lot of work. I only did it for a couple months because I just couldn't keep up with the payments and wasn't nearly ready at the time. I was a one-man show. So if maybe a gym has staff, maybe it's easier to work." Um, they talk a little bit further. What did you get in return for the 2K a month? Honestly, not enough to justify the cost. You're better off going with a local ad agency for a fraction and then use that money to save on the ads. They don't do anything different that another ad agency would do. Was it a video course? Was it a one-on-one training? If so, how many hours of calls? So you have access to their portal, which has a lot of videos and modules, solid content, but again, probably not anything you haven't seen or heard before, depending on your experience in the industry. Um, Wait, they don't even run the ads for you. You just watch the videos and do it by yourself. You mentioned above that you're better off going to a local ad agency. Uh, so they talk more. Um, so it's just, I mean, again, he was like licensing his model or licensing the process. Like you make these ad creatives, you make this ad copy, you run this 6 week program, or you run this offer or that offer. And then when they're coming to the appointment or coming to the gym, like this is how you sell them or whatever. So it's pretty much just like course or a modules or a consultancy. They may have a done for you arm where they do the stuff for you. I'm sure that's a lot more expensive. Uh, this guy talks about another company. Yeah, guys, if you're not super good with sales or like even like what people might call like hard sales, like hard selling or pressure selling, like it's Facebook leads are not warm, know, like, and trust you. You're gonna have to like get some money out of people that don't know you that well or whatever. So I just want to keep all that in mind and kind of shed that light on this. So any other thoughts on that, Chris?
No, nothing for me.
Okay. Why don't we wrap that segment up? Anything else? Any other topics you have?
Nope. Nope, nothing here.
Okay. Awesome. Well, hey man, it was good chatting. I think I have to feed the dog. So you want to just call it and we'll talk next time. I'll upload the clips and we'll
Sounds good. Awesome.
all right, man. All right, man. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks. You too.
Peace.
Peace.